I'm 35 weeks and 5 days. I thought I just turned 35 weeks. This is second pregnancy stuff for you though, because first pregnancy I was like down to the minute. Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hi, hello, I am Carrie. I am an American living out in the countryside of New Zealand. We've been in New Zealand for 5 years. I have already had a baby here, and now it is time for us to have our second baby. Our first baby was born February of 2024, and now next week I will be 35 weeks pregnant with baby number 2. We have another girl on the way, so full girl mom and girl dad. This is the start of a series all about going through the labor, birth, and postpartum process. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me the next couple of months to let you know, one, how I'm preparing for labor, how the birthing experience is going and how I'm preparing for that, how it went post-birth, and how I am healing in the postpartum journey and all the things that I do. As a second time mom, there's a lot that I learned from the first time, a lot of things that I want to do again, and some other things that maybe I will do differently. I'm coming from a place now from experience. I was really hesitant my first time around to share any advice, I guess, because I had never done it before. So I was really just sharing my experience. And now I'm going to share with you guys my experience, of course, but things that I learned after my first time, which I feel like is always nice to get advice and information from someone who's been through it before. That said, this video in particular is going to be me preparing for labor right now. These videos are going to be raw and real, in the moment vlog style videos. So right now, what I'm doing is wrapping my head around preparing for labor, doing things like making my postpartum cart, making my hospital bag, physically for myself preparing for labor. So what am I doing? Like, I've been doing inversions from spinning babies. I'm about to start on Moxa, which is an ancient Chinese medicine to make sure that baby is facing the right way. I'm going to go find out very soon if baby is head down. My midwife wanted to double check. Normally she can feel if the baby's head down, but this time she was like, I'm not 100% convinced she is. She's pretty sure she is, but she wants to just double check with an ultrasound. So I'll be doing that next week. So I'm gonna bring you guys along with me figuring that all out. So I won't go too much in depth in this intro. I really want you guys to experience all of this with me along the way. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what you will be seeing in this video and what you will be seeing from me in this motherhood journey series. As we speak, I am exactly 35 weeks. I'm 35 weeks and 5 days. I thought I just turned 35 weeks. This is second pregnancy stuff for you though, because first pregnancy I was like down to the minute. But wow, okay, I'm almost 36 weeks. Whoa. Okay, no wonder I'm feeling very nasty at the moment. The way that I prepare for labor mentally and physically, they are so tied in because my physical environment affects my mental well-being so much, even when I'm not pregnant. But when I'm pregnant, most pregnant women, there's a hormone that gets released. That's why they call it nesting. We are like a little bird in their tree, preparing the nest, going out and harvesting what we need for the babies on the way. And so that's how I'm feeling right now for sure. We've done a big thing, which is a huge renovation during my pregnancy that we are getting to the end of. We're seeing the final result. The last thing that needs to be done is the tile backsplash, which I'm still crossing my fingers will be done before the baby comes. But I don't know, time is going by so quickly. The tile guy is supposed to come today. That felt like a big thing off the list for me, that we had a functioning kitchen. Now I can play around a lot more with all the other things that I wanna get done. I have a notepad here that goes onto the refrigerator. It's got a magnet here. And this is for all of us to see what needs to get done. There's things like building the bassinet that needs to happen. And I want to have some Christmas decor up before I have the baby because it's going to be the holidays and I don't want to have to worry about that in postpartum. And I know that that's something I'm going to want, and it's going to bring me comfort and happiness. And I just kind of have to touch into what I'm going to be worried about in the...
I'll get started.
Obviously, Christmas decor is not something the newborn will like even notice, but I just have to think about what my mind will go to when I'm in postpartum and the things that I'll feel like I need to do, trying to get those all off of the list. So something that I'm putting on the list today is taking all the couch cushions off the couch and washing them and then hang drying them in the sunshine, and finish packing my hospital bag, which I've started on. I have my postpartum cart done, which I'm going to show you guys soon what I have in my postpartum cart. That's something I really loved having my first pregnancy, and I definitely am excited to have in this second. I'm just rambling on now. I'm gonna start on my list. Wow, look, yeah, this is up her alley. Playing with cushions. Now I also wanna watch this for the newborn. They like Eliana laid like in this on the couch, and I haven't washed this, so.
This is really cool.
I am trying to get into the frame. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm currently in our bedroom doing some organization because this is where baby's going to be for at least the first 6 months. Eliana was in our bedroom the first 6 months. The difference between Eliana's setup and baby sister's setup is that Eliana had her own nursery. So I was nesting in there primarily. I did do a lot of organization in here as well, but we changed her in her bedroom a lot of the time, and we used that space a lot with her. Because Eliana is a toddler and she's got her own routine and stuff like that, obviously bringing a new baby is going to change our routine, disrupt it a little bit, which is to be expected. But I think a lot of the time I'm going to be in the bedroom with the newborn most of the time. And because Eliana's dresser is already organized in her own little way that I really like, my plan is to get a little dresser for this room. I'll show you where I'm gonna put it. I've already got the postpartum cart, which on the top shelf is all of the newborn diapers and sort of all of her changing materials, anything that I'll need for breastfeeding. And I just want to kind of clear out and bring in good energy into this space. Not that it doesn't have it now, but just get rid of things that I don't need in here. And I took a big mirror off the wall. I'll show you. There was a big mirror on this wall, and I just removed it last night, and Alex is going to patch up the holes on the wall. But I'm gonna put a dresser here that I can also change her on. And then this is the postpartum cart that I have all sorted, which I'll go through with you guys, and I think that will be the best bet at the beginning. I have over here the hospital bag that I am preparing right now. So this is where I've started off so far. Again, I'm a second-time mom, so I'm pretty confident when packing this hospital bag, knowing what I used last time and what I didn't. I will need to grab a few more newborn outfits, but right now I have her going home outfit that I picked up when I was in LA, and I got it in Santa Monica. So cute, organic cotton with little trees, and I just think the size should be perfect, but you never really know. And then this little bow for her head with it, which is very exciting. That I couldn't find for a second because there were just so many moving parts since we've been back from the States, but I found it, and I just got very excited about that yesterday. I packed this little burp cloth. I love one that can go over the shoulder like this. The hospital gives you quite a bit of things. Like if you needed something like this, at least our hospital would have a burp cloth of some sort, but I don't know, just having my own stuff with me is really nice. My cousin got me this, and so I just thought it was really sweet to have. This is a little bag of snacks. What I think I'm going to do is a backpack full of different snacks and items like that, because I don't really want it to weigh down this bag so much. I think we'll have my hospital duffel, Alex's hospital duffel, and then my backpack. So 3 bags between the two of us. One of them being a backpack that'll probably just have more like the electronics and my wallet and things like that. That I'll throw in probably last minute. But this one will be prepared to go. I'm also gonna bring an eye mask so I can take a nap at the hospital if I need to midday, because it doesn't really get too dark, and this will be really helpful if I need it. In this bag, I have baby mittens, a little beanie, and some pacifiers. I probably won't do a pacifier that early, but I can't remember if I used a pacifier. I think I waited like till week 3 or something. And then Eliana was over it by like 5 months. Okay, so this is the TENS machine I was talking about. There's actually a comb in here, I just realized, and one of these little balls that you can hold on to kind of have ridges on it, sort of the same concept as the comb. But this TENS machine, TENS, you can buy these on Amazon. I'll put one on my Amazon storefront so you guys can check it out. But this helped me a lot early labor, and up until I want to say probably 7 or 8 centimeters dilated, I moved into the bathtub I think around 6 or 7 centimeters dilated, and I was in there till 9 centimeters, but it was like 5 hours or more. I don't remember, but it was quite a long time in the bath. I was terrified though to go from the TENS machine to the bath, because this obviously can't go in the bath, it's electronic. But I really was afraid, even though the bath is my favorite thing in the world. I remember being like, I am loving this. Am I gonna be okay moving to the bath and letting go of this? And I was. The hot water in the bath was so helpful to reduce pain, but I really loved this. So there's patches, and they connect to this machine. My husband, Alex, was the one who was controlling it. So I'd be like a little bit higher and he'd go higher. I'd be like a little bit lower and he'd go lower. I didn't want to be the one like staring at this. Just say to him like, you control this and I'm gonna tell you what level I want it at. And it's essentially a vibration that kind of hurts. It's supposed to be like a massage, but it's one of those kind of muscle massages that are pretty intense. And so anytime I had a contraction, it was really distracting me. All of my focus was on this and was not on the contractions. My midwife also gave me this last time I saw her. This is labor and birth preparation. I want to share this with you guys because I feel like, especially if you're in the US, the type of support that you get is very different from here in New Zealand, unless you end up hiring and paying for a midwife. Here in New Zealand, if you didn't know, midwives are covered. So there's no payment for the support of a midwife, and there's no payment for going through birth. You end up walking out the door, no expenses after giving birth, which is such an incredible thing. And when I talk to my friends who have given birth or are going through the process right now in the US, it is very obvious when we compare and contrast that the support here in New Zealand is so much more supportive. Hey guys, so I told you, just move this thing, big ass thing of vinegar.
Keep that there.
So I told you guys in the intro, the other day I went to my midwife and she was pretty sure that baby was head down, but wanted to double check. And I'm gonna have an ultrasound next week, but she said in the meantime to do Moxa, which is ancient Chinese medicine, and have Alex do it. The way it's done is the pinky toe. So it's looks like this. What are you doing back there? Are you being silly?
Not really.
You have so many holes in your pajamas.
I wear my pajamas until they fall apart. Threadbare. Look at the back. I'm pretty sure there's a giant hole.
We are going to light the end of it. It's kind of like an incense. You don't want it to be flaming or anything. You just want it to be smoking. And then you put it on the edge of your pinky toe. I'm not gonna be showing you the process because I'm not giving the internet an opportunity to screenshot my feet.
See all you feet freaks out there? We already know Carrie's, they were time stamping that like 10 years ago. They're like, look it, you can see feet with socks.
Yeah, that was it. So are we gonna do 2 at once? Or do you wanna do 1 on one side and then switch?
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 at once.
This is the Moxa box that my midwife gave me, filled with 3 Moxas. So I looked up some information on Moxa, and it says the heat and stimulation are believed to increase fetal movement by promoting uterine activity and improving blood flow. It encourages the baby to turn into a head down position by stimulating certain hormones and energy pathways that make the uterus more active. It actually says it's most effective when combined with the exercises that you can learn in spinning babies. So this was something that I did in my first pregnancy with Eliana. We went to a spinning babies course and they gave us specifically this inversion exercise that we did a lot around this time of my pregnancy while we were prepping for labor. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. If you do try this position, make sure you look it up and get the information. There's tons of spinning baby courses because you have to have a partner there to help you because you're literally going upside down at the end of your pregnancy. And every time I do it, I feel like I'm stuck. So if I didn't have Alex to help me get out of that position, it would not be good. It just really kind of makes it so baby ends up wanting to be in the right position. It worked for us with Eliana. Never thought she was breached, but we just made sure to do that exercise anyways. She stayed head down the whole time. So we'll find out as you watch this vlog more next week where she currently is, but we're going to start doing the steps to promote head down as a just in case. I'm gonna go bring this Moxa to Alex.
Toes. We're gonna have to blur those feet.
We just arrived at the hospital. We're gonna go see if baby is breached or not. I'm feeling nervous for sure. I really have to pee. My uterus is on my bladder at the moment. I'm also excited to see the baby, but I'm also crossing my fingers for a head down baby. And if we run into a situation where she's not, then we will do whatever we need to do to get her to flip. I don't know if I'll vlog in there. I won't bring my vlog camera, but maybe we'll bring the phone.
Try to sneak some footage.
Get some footage for you guys.
Okay, let's go.
Feeling large in a charge, I'll say that much though. Look at this.
Looking good.
36 weeks.
Looking good.
Definitely head down.
That's good.
And it's unlikely, to flip now.
That's great. Yeah, she couldn't tell. So she said, oh, I can tell, but... Oh, that's great.
It's a hard lump as baby's bum.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
And this is the placenta tucked up here. Nice and high. Out of the way.
She's pretty squished in there right now.
Yeah, there's not much room.
Yeah, looks like it. Best news ever. Baby is down, head down. She looks good. She just checked everything going on with her and she said everything looks great.
Is that a relief?
Yeah, such a relief. And she said she's already looking like she's about 6 pounds. So got another month to go. So
she's tracking being bigger
than
Eliana.
So.
Makes sense.
I was 8 pounds So she's got until then to be. I was huge when I came out. Like I was like, you know those dogs that like look, they have all those rolls. What are those called?
Chow.
Or
a chow, I think it's called. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I look like one of those things.
Cute. All right, let's go.
Getting the news about the baby not being in a breeched position has just really made me feel so at ease now, and I'm feeling like I can move forward in the nesting process without having to really focus on changing baby's position. I mentioned us taking a spinning babies course here in New Zealand when we were pregnant with Eliana. And in that course, you learn how to do this specific position. It's called an inversion, and you pretty much go upside down. And we're still gonna do it throughout the end of the pregnancy because it's good to just continue to make sure that baby stays in the right position. You don't only have to do it if baby is in the wrong position. It's actually just good to do to keep baby in a heads down position, because I'm just feeling like we can move forward without that worry. Alex has started to put together the bassinet that we're using. We borrowed a friend's bassinet because we had a different bedside bassinet. I really like those sort of like co-sleeper bassinets where baby is bedside but not in bed in the newborn stage, right near the bed, so I can hear all of the breastfeeding cues and sounds throughout the night that my newborn will make, and I can attend to her because she's right there next to me. I really liked having that with Eliana. Only problem is I did not like the bassinet that we originally had. It made so much noise every time she moved, really squeaky. I ended up borrowing a bassinet from a friend that we used from like 4 weeks till 4 months. Then we moved her actually into like a travel cot because we didn't have anything at the time. She had grown out of that other bassinet. This time around, we decided to get a new one, and it's a bedside bassinet. It's the one I actually originally wanted for Eliana but didn't end up getting. It's the Snooze Pod 5. So Alex is putting that together right now, which will feel really good to just have baby's bed ready to go for her coming to this world. Really, at this point, she can come anytime. Good morning, my friends. I'm actually on my way to a midwife appointment this morning. I'll be 37 weeks tomorrow. I'm doing weekly visits to my midwife now, and I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along with me, one, to meet my midwife, and also to ask her some labor prep questions, because that's what this entire video is about. And why not get some advice from the lady herself, Renee, my midwife, who helped me with my first birth and postpartum experience and everything. Somebody who brings humans into the world regularly. I'm gonna ask her just some advice on labor prep, and maybe down the line I can get her again on for some birth advice, maybe post-birth, or let me know in the comments below what you guys would want to ask a midwife. We'll call this Conversations with a Midwife, this little section here. But maybe we'll do a whole video asking Renee some questions about birth and whatnot. But that said, we're gonna start off with this. I'm gonna turn on the car. I'm gonna head over to see her. It takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to get there. And I'm looking forward to checking up on baby. Hi guys, I'm at my midwife appointment. This is Renee.
Hi.
Renee, I was gonna say birthed my first child. You didn't birth her, but you helped me in the birth. This video, as I told you guys, is all about prepping for labor. And Renee, you bring babies into this world very regularly.
Yeah.
So if you had a tip for, if someone just sat down in front of you and was like, I'm about to give birth in 2 weeks, what are your biggest recommendations to start doing, like emotionally or physically, whatever? What comes to your mind first?
Well, one, I think one of the biggest things we have to learn to do, particularly in that lead up to birth, is to let go.
Yeah.
If we have anything going on, mentally or emotionally, we will hold up the baby. So if we're worried about something with the birth, or if we're worried about something, well, funnily enough, like you've just been doing your kitchen, so sometimes people have renovations going on and they're like, oh, I can't, this is going to happen at this time, so hopefully I don't get the baby before then because I really need this done.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more like that this time around than I was with the first, because there's so many other things that I want done prior.
Or people freaking out like, oh, if that happens at this time of the day, it's a bit more inconvenient with the with the other child. Stuff like that really can hold people up, and it's often when people give up. And go, oh, I've given up, whatever, the baby's never coming out, that all of a sudden their subconscious is relaxed enough to let you birth. Because ultimately, we're no different than any other animal where we need to feel safe and protected to birth, to be able to birth, and anxieties that we would deem as not life-threatening, but, you know, and they might seem kind of silly on the surface, our subconscious doesn't really know the difference between that. It just sees that as, you're worried about this, which is, I'm interpreting it as impending danger, therefore it's not safe to have a baby, so we're not going to.
Yeah, it's just like your body feeling that you're not ready.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's no explanation to your body.
Absolutely not, because it's purely a mental thing, and often not even something that we might be consciously aware of. So letting go is like the absolute biggest thing I think people need to do. Because the other things from that, from a physical point of view, I feel like your body will labour fine without us doing all of that. You know, like we often do the acupuncture to help like with prepping the cervix and uterus and things like that. You know, the evening primrose oil that we talk about, all of that kind of stuff. Even if you didn't do it, your body would still go into labour and you have a baby.
Totally.
They're just things that cause no harm to do them, and people often like to feel like they're doing something instead of just sitting around doing nothing.
It helps, I think, obviously mentally preparing yourself.
For sure.
Like, here's my raspberry
That's part of the
leaves.
process, right? Yeah.
Here's my even with like the Moxa I showed in this vlog, I was doing the Moxa, and then I brought them actually with me to the ultrasound, and we ended up finding out that she was heads down and everything. But just little things like that. There's studies and research behind these things that do show to a certain extent that they are helpful, but like you said, my body will birth that baby whether or not.
Absolutely right. And there are some people that are very passionate about not doing anything like that, because they see anything you do as preparation is seen as, I guess, some form of induction process. But ultimately that's stuff isn't going to work unless your body was going to do it anyway. And it's more about supporting that physiological process more than anything. And again, just because most of the time women want to do something, because it helps them in their preparation of their mind and body, and it helps them with that process of like getting ready for birth.
I think for me it's like whatever I can do to make the birthing process easier. So if there's something that like the dates, for instance, supposedly it helps with opening the cervix, right? So it's like consuming that makes me feel like, okay, it's just going to be a little bit easier.
I mean, there's been research on the dates. And of all the things, the date seems like the most unlikely thing, but there is research that backs it. And again, it doesn't cause any harm, right? So unless people really hated them and forcing them down, I'd be like, don't do that. But if you kind of enjoy eating them, then it's not going to do any harm. I think the other thing physically is obviously being fit and healthy always starts with birth anyway. I think the spinning babies and like mild circuit things are very good. We do want to keep the body quite balanced from a muscle tone and ligament point of view, and most of us aren't balanced anyway because we have one favourite side more than another, so often one side will hold up and be tighter than the other, particularly when we're talking about our pelvic floor and all of our ligaments in our pelvis. And if you've got a pelvic floor that is, the baby's head's going to come down on it, if it's tight on one side, then potentially it can push the baby's head on an angle, which can slow labour down, right? And if the stretching and mobility that kind of comes with those thought processes around the spinning baby's mild circuit, which are all very similar to each other, is more around that and having an even pelvic floor, learning how to relax our pelvic floor rather than tighten it, because I think as women too, we obsess or can obsess over like pelvic floor exercises and squeezing it in and keeping it tight.
Do you feel like birthing ball exercise like just kind of helps with the pelvic floor balance?
I think that the birthing ball is great. It also helps us to keep our pelvis limber and movement, and that's the biggest key anyway in labour is movement. Movement, move, because we often will find a position that feels comfortable and we don't want to move out of it.
I kind of remember my birth with Eliana being like a little monkey on the...
because, I mean, moving, the baby's going to be moving quite active to come out, and then us moving is, both mum and baby moving together is kind of how labour works best.
It makes sense, because we got to...
absolutely, for sure. And sometimes it's the littlest tweak here and there, the littlest movement that does the job. And often it's not one position that's great, it's the moving from different positions and then back around again that actually is more helpful, that constant moving and changing position, which is often not overly comfortable. So if we're used to doing that before labour, even better. Because if you've got someone who's not very good at getting into a deep squat, or hands and knees is really uncomfortable and they don't really move that much, then you come in labour and I'm like, let's try hands and knees, let's try deep squat, let's try lunging. But they're not even, their body's not actually used to those movements. It's actually very difficult, because all of a sudden it's super, super uncomfortable and they're like, oh, this isn't good. And I'm like, oh, this is what we need to do. So it's way better to have been doing that and having that mobility and stuff antenatally in the lead up to labour.
I love that you started off with the emotional approach too, like that being the most important, because I came into the midwife appointment today and was just like, I can't believe I'm 37 weeks and I'm starting to hit that point where I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. I'm doing this again and this is gonna happen. And as I approach, it's good for me to think about that. What can I do to emotionally wrap my head around the fact that we're doing this again, and that I've done it before, and all that kind of stuff, because I think you're right. Emotionally, you can hold stuff back. And I remember with Eliana, and maybe that's why she came on her due date, I remember thinking like, okay, it's her due date, like the day before, and being like, I'm ready. And so maybe that'll happen this time again, but I don't know if I'll have another due date baby. But it really does make a difference.
I see it sometimes as the biggest one, especially too when people, like the closer they get to birth and they're like, oh, I'm having all these side effects, or oh, I'm having runs of like tightenings, and think, oh, am I going into labour? And then I wake up and obviously I didn't have a baby. And like all these things are happening, and it can be that our body is very ready to go. Our body is very ready to labour and birth, but either A, the baby isn't, because it's trying to work out where it needs to be and positionally, and B, it's just a lot can be held up by that emotional safety factor. And that's the number one key thing for any mammal birthing, is that they need to feel safe to be able to let go and birth.
Well, that's why there's literal hormones that releases that cause us to nest and things like that, right? Like all of those things are part of the process, because we are animals. Yeah, for sure. And so preparing and go, you feel like you have to do so much before the baby comes, but in reality, all the baby really needs is you, and people are like on their hands and knees, wiping down their skirting boards.
The baby coming out like, excuse me, where's my white glove? This is not clean enough.
I've never done the skirting board thing. I didn't do it with Eliana, but this time around, I was just looking at the skirting boards in our house, especially because we've had renos and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna get those.
Because the gym dust is just insane, isn't it? You do realize. The funny thing is, getting on your hands and knees and doing it actually physically probably isn't altogether bad, because it puts you in that hands and knees position.
Gets you ready.
But it's quite funny. Most of the women that I see particularly go overdue, who get very frustrated by the whole, why isn't this baby coming? There's always something.
Yeah.
There's always
some mental block.
Something mental block, yeah. Or they even, you know, if they've had previous traumatic births or something, you know, there's that fear of actually giving birth again, and that can hold them back as well. So, you know, like especially if there are people out there that potentially do have concerns around going into labour and having a baby again, to definitely address them, because it absolutely can hold things from starting.
Yeah.
Because we're worried. I mean, I've seen people labour and then all of a sudden they stop. They get fully dilated and they stop because there's something holding them back. And sometimes they just need to have a good old cry, and then they release all that emotion, and then the baby comes, you know. So it's actually quite fascinating.
So connected.
Yeah.
Our mind and body.
Yeah, which is also easier said than done, because it's probably the hardest thing to work on is that letting go.
Yeah, meditation.
Yeah, it's like someone saying to you, calm down. You're like, yeah, that works.
I'll share with you guys my I have like a holistic, what is it? Not holistic, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I have a hypnobirthing meditation
cool.
that I really loved, that I used during birth this last time, but prior, and I'll share it with you guys in the description box if you want that, because that really helped me prepare. It was like,
it's actually quite
the
good.
Little lanyard that I made, I took just all of the meditation from there, because it just, good words to just affirmations, you know?
Affirmations, it is. It is affirmations. Actually really
Thank
good.
you, Renee. We're getting the blood pressure now after our chat. Great.
That's great.
Every time I come in, I'm like, she's going to tell me I have high blood pressure this time. Just because I think at this point, you're just like, oh, something's got to be wrong. Just like when you wake up when I wake up in the morning, I am just, it takes me like 3 hours to come to.
Yeah, funny that it's just a different level of exhaustion though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Pregnancy in general, but then pregnancy with another child.
Yeah.
It's just so different.
It's a whole different animal.
It's quite, it's actually quite interesting, because I was just talking to someone else about it. I was like, there's literally nothing you can do about that tiredness. Like, you can sleep all day and still wake up tired. The world doesn't
way better.
The world doesn't need to see that.
Hell. It was like, and I was like, I cannot show that.
Right, baby, what are you doing in here? Oh my goodness. Wow, there's a foot right there.
Do you think that's a foot?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Like, look, you know, it's
I
grab
know.
that.
It's always right there, yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
What are you doing in there? Yeah, this is definitely her back. So then this will be her bum. I don't know. See, I feel like this feels different to that last time. You know,
do you think that she flipped that?
I think she must have, because this
I
really
will say,
this does not feel breech whatsoever.
Okay,
So,
because I will say, after I did the Moxa that night, I was like, whoa, there was so much going on.
Yeah. I honestly think she flipped, because I was really like, oh no, like that last appointment. But this one I'm like, oh, that's not a head. This is definitely a head here, and there's feet moving all over here.
It does feel a little bit different.
Yeah.
Than it did prior to the Moxa. That night I was like, oh my, it almost like kind of hurt a little bit, not in like a super bad way, but I was kind of like, whoa, she kind of felt like she's doing somersaults, so she totally could have like
probably was
putting herself in the right position.
Which is an ideal position for birth, so you know, if she wants to keep doing
the ideal is another word.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure, because babies will just come out regardless of what side they're on. It's just that being on the left is more promotive of you know, a good streamlined birth, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's, so head's down here, back's here, bottom, and then feet, legs. Yeah. It's about 120. So that's good, 125. That's good. 135. It's very variable, that's what we like. Good stuff.
Nice. Well, maybe she did turn from the Moxa, honestly.
I also just
It
feel like last
kind of-
time we didn't feel that many head, limbs and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you to Renee for being in this video and answering some of my questions. I hope to have her on again. Let me know again if there's anything in particular that you guys want to hear from her, or any questions that you have or that you want answered, because she has so much wisdom as she's been doing this for a bit, and she is just great at what she does. I also want to say thank you to you guys for watching till the end of this video. If you enjoyed this, please make sure that you subscribe, that you give it a thumbs up, share it with people that you know who are going through the pregnancy process and are prepping for birth. It is one of the biggest moments in a person's life if they decide to have children. Probably the most significant moment in their life, and it's definitely something to be prepared for and have knowledge about, and to just feel as confident as you can going in, whether it's your first or second or third or fourth or whatever it might be. I am so thankful for you guys for being here on this journey, and I'm looking forward to sharing more of it, some more real and raw moments as we get closer, and post-birth as well. And let me know if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see from me in this series. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.